Hey, moral gamers, we're back! Today we're taking a look at Ain't No Rest for the Wicked. Well, actually, no, that was the previous game's theme song. This time is No Place for a Hero, Borderlands 2. How's this game stack up? Let's find out. Before we get into the meter review, I do want to take a moment to address the fact that I am playing as Gage. Gage is the Necromancer. She is technically downloadable content, and as some is not included in the original game. So just keep that in mind as we're going through the review. Doesn't change much how the game plays, just keep it in mind that I'm using a DLC character. So the story of Borderlands 2 kicks off with the 4 new Vault Hunters riding a train. Apparently, Handsome Jack has decided he wants to kill all Vault Hunters. Now, they're actually going after a different vault. Convenient loophole since the last game said vaults only open once every 1,000 years. Okay, so it's only 5 years since the previous game. New vault, up to speed. You get marooned after the train you're on is destroyed, and from there, you have to make your way to Sanctuary, where the story actually begins. Once at Sanctuary, you start on missions to reunite the 4 characters from the previous game. The first one you're going to meet is the Firehawk, and she is apparently Roland's girlfriend? Wait a minute. They didn't have a love interest in the previous game. A lot has changed in 5 years, guys. Keep up with the pace. So this is how the game's going to play out. It's going to play out like any other first-person shooter. You're going to shoot, you can do the aim shot, you can lob grenades, run, melee attack. I mean, hey, it's typical Call of Duty, whatever. Not much changes. What does change, though, is that in Borderlands, you now have badass points. Pardon my language, but that's actually what they're called. Badass points allow you to level you as a player. It's not an individual character thing. You as a player are now leveling up. As you complete certain criteria, you'll gain more and more badass points. You can spend them on increasing accuracy, increasing your cooldown time for stuff. However you choose to play, you'll pour your points into that, and that's what's going to ultimately alter the experience. And when you pick up a brand new character, that new character starts with all the benefits that you spent badass points to get. In addition to the badass points, each character is going to change based on how you level them. Now, if you remember in Diablo had it where you had basically 3 skill trees per character, and each character you could grow however you wanted down those skill trees. Now, this transfers over into Borderlands, similar. The way it works is you have your 3 skill trees, and in my particular case, I am leveling Gage with the Ordered Chaos skill tree, which allows me to get Anarchy stacks, which means that every time I shoot somebody, if I have enough Anarchy stacks, not only does my aim suffer, but my damage boosts phenomenally. Every other character is going to have different skill trees, and you can find the skill tree that fits the way you play to even tailor that specific character more to your liking. So the question is, do I recommend Borderlands 2? And that's kind of a hard one because Borderlands 2 doesn't do a whole lot to really differentiate itself from Borderlands 1. Yes, you have the 4 new characters, 6 if you include the download add-ons, but for the most part though, the game is not as memorable. I mean, you had characters in the first one like Nine Toes, who, by the way, they tell you he had 3 balls, and they did a nice build-up to him, and it was like, oh sweet, this is Nine Toes, you get to fight him. And then he's dead, and then you move on. And then you had more characters that were very memorable in their own sorts, but now, none of the characters really stick. I mean, you even get Handsome Jack bugging you all the time, and referring to you in sexual innuendos the entire time. It's like, okay dude, you're just trying really hard, but I really don't see the point in this. I end up ignoring most of those incoming transmissions anyway. That being said though, would I recommend the game from a gamer standpoint? Heck yeah. The game is still fun, and Borderlands has been a fun game. I'm hoping if they come out with the Borderlands 3, that they'll do something to step it up, really make it feel better. But aside from the badass points and leveling yourself as a person, this game really doesn't do enough to differentiate itself from Borderlands 1. It's worth the purchase, but it's not really going to give you more than Borderlands 1 did, except for a new world. But now let's look at this game from a moral standpoint, and no, I'm going to tell you right now, no, this is not a good game for kids. First up, the game is filled with profanity. Everyone wants to F-bomb you here or whatever. In addition to that, the game is post-apocalyptic, which means it's violent and brutal. There are going to be people who are going to be trying to eat you. Cannibalism. Yes, cannibalism is rampant, especially among the bandits. Above that, you're going to have the sexual innuendos. In the previous one, you get Patricia Tannis, who makes an appearance in this one, by the way, telling you about how she gave some guy a key to a vault and her panties for some reason. It's like, okay, what the heck? More of that ensues as the game just piles on sexual innuendo after innuendo. Especially some game naming his stallion after you and calling it Butt Stallion. What the heck, guys? Really? So overall, from a moral standpoint, I cannot recommend this game. It's not one that I think you could play with your kids and have some good family time.
Period is offering a 90% off sale on all new U respawns. This offer expires in 3210. Better luck.